Hello, ladies. How are you? Welcome to the Unapologetically Unstoppable Women podcast. And we're here today with my lovely co hosts, Lori Piper and Ann Hunter. And I'm Angie Giltner, and we are the women of the Unapologetically Unstoppable Women podcast. And want to start off with a huge shout out and gratitude for all the women who helped us with our market research in January. Um, that was such a valuable experience, and we um, believe me, you are going to see changes in the show that reflect your feedback. We definitely listened, we heard you, and the good news is we're going to be doing another focus group at the end of February, but we'll tell you more about that at the end. But Lori had this brilliant idea about gratitude, so I'm going to flip things over to her and have her share her idea.
Oh, well, thanks, Angie. Thanks for that great introduction for us. And yeah, so, we were talking before the show about being grateful for everyone who has supported us and cheered us on and gave us the positive feedback, ways that we can make this more interesting and attractive to more women so we can serve more women. And so with that gratitude, I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk today about gratitude and how it really shines. It helps you to shine. It helps you live a more fulfilled life. Why? Because instead of seeing all the things that you don't like, you start seeing all the things that you do like and love. One year I had a New Year resolution that was just to have a gratitude practice, and it was one of my favorite years. And so I don't necessarily have it as a New Year's resolution, but I keep, when I wake up in the morning, three things that I'm grateful for. Before I go to bed, three things I'm grateful for. Different things.
Love it.
I'm grateful for my coffee mug. Okay, it's a snowman without a head, but it's
Oh,
big.
that's awesome.
So I invite y'all to just write down right now, write down in the notes and the comments, what are you grateful for? Think about it. And not only think about it, but think about it throughout the day. When somebody's annoying you or something, shift that energy and think about one thing you're grateful for them. There's
Mm.
always something. So I'm gonna shut up now and let somebody else, chime in.
So I know that one of the best practices a person can do is overwrite the wiring they already have in their brain. You can't unwire the thoughts you already have, or you can't do that. But you can train your brain to think different thoughts. And the more you do it, the easier it comes. So if I'm having a bad day, if I'm in my head, if I'm whatever, and anything starts to go negative, because what we think about is what we focus on.
Yes.
I encourage you just stop in that moment. And you know that moment because you know your thoughts, and chances are they're making you feel a certain way that you don't want to feel. So
Mm.
stop in that moment and be super, super intentional. And I just made up a new word, intentionable.
That's a
So be
word. I love it.
intentional
Love it.
about what you're thinking, and maybe why are you thinking it? Maybe take that minute to try and figure out what is something triggering you. So, because I don't want you to ignore your feelings or your thoughts. So maybe figure out, oh, it's because this person always makes me feel this way. And then I always think these negative thoughts. So today, right now, I'm going to make a different choice. And I'm going to notice how pretty their hair looks, or that they're wearing nice shoes, or that I can choose to be happy regardless of how they make me feel. And the more intentional you are, the easier it will come. And then that person won't be a trigger. So super, super easy. Only takes a second. You might have to do it 1,000 times a day. I know I do. Um, but I notice I feel different. I feel better.
Yes. Yes. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, so much. And I've been practicing literally probably since I was like 10, 11, 12. Um uh that I can control my approach to the day. So when I wake up, I can choose at that moment, even if, because sometimes we just wake up on the wrong side of the bed, we don't know why, and or it's early. If you're being like, oh, it's too early, I don't want to get up. But I can choose to have a good day, or I can choose to have a bad day, and so I my standard saying is I choose to have PMA, which is a positive mental attitude, or PMS.
I love
So I
it.
have a choice, and there are days when PMA doesn't come as easy, and I still, I have to work at it, and I have to rewire and reframe and say and stop and say, okay, um, I am going to ignore the fact that you are driving 5 miles under the speed limit in the left lane. That makes me super cranky, but I have to reframe it and say, okay, just calm down. Maybe they're a nervous driver or a new driver, and it's like, okay, Angie, just, So, just little tips and tricks like that we can do, but we have to be conscious about them. And then we also, uh, need to then do the follow up. It's like, okay, I'm aware of this happening, and then what am I going to do different?
Right.
And just those little adjustments, but they
Yeah.
make the biggest difference.
Yes. And we don't know what the other person is going through.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all have bad days. If you
Yeah.
say you've never had a bad day in your life, you're lying.
Right.
Okay, I'm calling you out. Okay,
Yes.
we all have bad days. Maybe it's just a bad half a day, but I'm not the nicest person to live with when I'm having a bad day, and I have to stop it. I have to reframe.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm in a grocery store, I'm out there and somebody is being mean, you know, my brain wants to lash out, but my heart is saying, wait a minute, I have no idea what this person has been through. I have no idea. And I know there have been a couple times when I've been judgmental and and then when I actually talk to the person and realize what's going on, I feel terrible because I misjudge. Whether I'm misjudging or judging correctly, judging, it doesn't matter. It's the the kinder we can be to ourselves and to others, the happier we are. And there is science behind that. There's absolutely science behind it. I'm actually reading a book from Dr. David Hamilton, PhD, and it's called The Joy of Giving F star CK. And
Ah,
it's all about why being grateful, why trying to understand other people and giving them a little grace. And so it's a great book, by the way.
yeah.
It's a great matter.
Well, listeners, if you have any books or anything like that you would like to share, we would love to have you put those in the comments and share, not only with us but with the other listeners about, whether it's a little strategy that you do that brings joy into your life, or a book, or something like that. We would love to, you know, grab those resources, not only for ourselves, but I know the other listeners would appreciate it as well.
To go along with the book that Lori was talking about, for all the Mel Robbins fans out there, her book, Let Them. When I first started reading it, it sounded very much like, okay, I'm just going to let people do whatever they want to do. And that's, whatever. So that's what she's saying. Well, there's a second part of that. The second part is, so first you let them behave, however they're going to behave, if they're being mean, whatever, but then you have to let
Mhm.
you. How are you going to respond to that? And that's when the
Yeah.
gratitude or the choice, whatever you're going to do to make you be the person you need to be. So let them
Yes.
behave that way. Don't let it trigger you.
Mm,
Choose to be a better person.
Mhm.
And that's the let you part. So there is a responsibility there.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Although I will say, if someone is doing something harmful to you, don't let them.
Well,
Well,
Yeah,
okay, there are
obviously,
probably
right?
limits to if they're punching you in the
Just
face,
want
yeah,
to be
don't
clear,
let
right?
them. I don't know how many opportunities we have to make that choice. Hopefully none.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, and I don't know about either one of you or any of our listeners, but I've learned, especially like, look, let's say you're having an issue like with a company and you have to call their customer service and you're on the phone with them and stuff, and your frustration can be high and that type of thing. But I will tell you, the saying goes like you catch more something with honey than
Catch more flies with honey
Flies with
than
honey
vinegar.
then. Yeah.
yeah. So that, but I have gotten better outcomes than I even anticipated or wanted based on the fact that I was nice, even though I was frustrated, because it's not their fault, right? Like it's not that person who's on the phone's fault. If there's an issue with their company or, or at the post office or wherever it is, it's not their particular fault. And even if it is their particular fault, look, we need to give grace because like Lori said, who hasn't made a mistake, but I've gotten better outcomes almost every single time based on the fact that I treated someone with kindness, I treated them with grace. And so because of that, because so many people aren't, they go the extra mile, they give you a little bit more, you get the extra 3 months free, when that's not what you were asking for or whatever. I don't know if you have experiences like that.
I was just thinking, so there are times when somebody is trying desperately to help me and they just can't. And so to tie it back to gratitude, we have the opportunity in that moment to say, I appreciate you so much for trying. Is there
Yes.
somebody else that is maybe a little bit more experienced that we can move on to? Because you're right, you have the choice to get super frustrated with the person. Maybe they just don't know how. Maybe they're brand new. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
So I appreciate you for trying. Is there somebody else with more experience than what you have in this moment?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll try and help you instead of just going, nope, this is it, I'm done.
I love that because I always say thank you at the end too, or have a nice day or something like that. I cannot imagine being on that end of the phone taking people's complaints all day long.
Mhm.
So if I can bring a little joy into that person's life
Yeah.
just by saying, "Hey, how are you?" And then saying thank you, then I feel good, they feel a little better, and hey, it is good for your health to have gratitude, to show gratitude, to help others. It really does. It does. That energy does come back to you.
Yeah. I have to share a quick story because this story is just the power of all that coming together. So, doing just, how you get routine labs, just for your health and that kind of thing. And I had to fast and stuff. So I went first thing in the morning because, this girl's hungry. So I went
I
first thing
hear
in the morning
you.
and I noticed this huge sign. I mean, it was a huge sign that said, like zero tolerance, and we will not accept any behavior of, cussing, threatening, and, just all this stuff. And I said to the girl, I said, what a shame that you have to hang that in your office. Like, what a I just couldn't really, I mean, I understand why it's there, and I appreciate that it is trying to protect, the workers,
Mhm.
but the fact that it had to be there in the first place is
Yes.
what was driving me crazy. So she shared two quick stories. She said one guy came in, didn't get what he wanted, so he picked up a piece of pottery that had pens in it on the worker's desk, chucked it at her, and broke her sternum. And
Oh
I said,
my
that is
gosh.
just completely, I'm like, I'm sorry. I said, I hope he got arrested. That is completely unacceptable.
Yes.
And another woman kicked the door so hard because she didn't get what she wanted. The glass up above, she kicked it low, but the glass up above shattered all over the place. And there was a woman in a wheelchair on the other side, and the glass all landed like in her lap and on her chest. And I said, once again, completely unacceptable. And she said, so we had to put this sign up. So as I was leaving, they said, "Oh, what are you going to do for the rest of the day?" And they were, of course, we were joking around, and they're like, "Oh, what a great way to start our day," because I was being my silly self and making dirty jokes and, just cutting up with them. And I said, honestly, I said, I am headed to McDonald's. I said, I am dying for a McDonald's Diet Coke. So that started a conversation. None of them had ever tried McDonald's Diet Coke. So what did I do? I went to McDonald's. Of course, I got myself one, but I got all of them a McDonald's Diet Coke and took it. They
Oh,
cried. They cried
oh,
like joy because they
how
experienced
sweet.
things like that. It literally, they were $1 a piece. Listen, it doesn't, you don't have to,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? But and so they found out who I like they stalked me, okay? Like, first they saw who I was because, I'm
they
a
wanted more
patient
Diet
and
Coke.
stuff. And every single one of them reached out in their own way, whether it was a text or a social media message, and just said, we think about that day all the time. We thank you. We appreciate you. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was so appalled by what was happening in their world that they had to, these things were occurring that I'm like, I got to do something nice, you know?
Mhm.
So just little things like that, like make the big difference is my point.
Yes, there's enough drama in the world. We don't need to add to it.
Mm-hmm.
And anything we can do to negate that drama and bring some love and caring, just do it. Even
Just,
if you're just you in your house by yourself, choosing to have a better, happier day, it still makes a difference.
mm-hmm.
And you gave them something to be grateful for that day.
Yes,
Whether they thought about
yes,
it specifically in that way or not, you gave them a minute to pause and go, I really appreciate her.
Yes.
right,
Yep.
right.
And they all loved the Diet Coke. They were like, now we see why you were craving it. I said, I know. I said, it's my little guilty pleasure treat. I'm like, I don't drink coffee or tea or any of that stuff, but man, do I crave a McDonald's Diet Coke. So
I'm
anyone
gonna
from
have
Mc-
to try it.
Oh, if anyone from McDonald's is out there listening, look, you need to stalk me, and I will gladly be your spokesperson for McDonald's Diet Coke. I'm just saying. Was that shameless? Was that shameless?
I love it.
Hey,
Go
there's
for it.
Facebook influencers. You can be a McDonald's influencer.
That's right.
For
That's
their Diet
right.
Coke. Uh-huh.
So what else? So that's a good, so being grateful every day. What else can we do to show gratitude and to remind ourselves of what we're grateful? What's another something that you can do that's fast and easy that our listeners can go, I am going to try that.
So,
Well,
oh, you
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Ann. No, you go. You go.
So
You go.
simple things that I do is literally when you pass someone who walking down the street, don't look at the floor or the ground, or
Yes.
just look at them and smile. That's it.
Yes.
It costs you nothing. You don't even have to say anything. Just look at them and smile. And
Yes.
because when you don't know what they're going through, and
Mhm.
I mean, not everyone smiles back, but when they do, it's a gift back to me that I appreciate. And
Yes.
maybe that's the only smile they get all day, or something like that. Simple, easy, quick, cost you nothing.
And say thank you.
Yeah.
So it's funny. This was a couple summers ago, but garbage day and all that stuff. And I heard the garbage truck coming. I'm like, oh, I forgot to bring my garbage out, so I'm running out and dragged the garbage out. And they were there, and I just started chit-chatting with the guy. Just say, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And then I said, "Thank you. I really appreciate what you guys do." It, you know he at first he looked at me like, okay, well, what do you want? But then afterward, he told me he was going to go fishing afterwards and all that stuff. You get to know somebody a little bit, you make their day.
Yeah.
It made my day. I mean, that's the thing, it comes back to you. So, do something to make someone else's day, and I guarantee you, your heart will shine and it will make your day as well. So just wave to people. And like you said, Angie, smile in the grocery store. As I'm walking through the grocery aisle, if our eyes catch, then I smile. How you doing? Somebody needs help, I offer. Okay, it's yeah.
All right. I don't know that I'm going to get away with this. I'm trying to keep my cat off the screen, but I may have to show you how grateful I am for my kitty because here she comes. She is
Oh,
not
please
going to
do. Please
she's not
do.
going
Oh,
to
Kitty
miss the
pets.
opportunity to be
no,
on
look at
screen. So
her.
Oh, how
I'm grateful for my
cute.
kitty who wants to snuggle with me. Sorry, had
Oh,
to do it.
that's so
Yes,
cute.
It
no,
was either
that's
that or you watching my arm thinking I was having a fit or something.
I,
Trying to
no,
keep
that's
her off.
beautiful.
I have to share a friend of mine. We're celebrating her birthday. She loves cats. And so this Saturday, we have the option to go to a kitty petting or something where you go to, and I guess it's where they're, what do you call it? A shelter.
Oh,
And you pay $15 for 50 minutes of petting kittens. I can't wait.
that's got Anne's name written all over it.
Oh, I know. I know. Dave keeps saying, I don't think we should go because we're going to end up with a couple of kittens.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I know. I know.
Yeah, yep, just little, yes, you can even bring joy to the little animals' lives.
Yes. And they bring joy back, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Yeah.
hundred percent.
What you give, you get.
Yeah, yeah. And do you have any last things you want to add before we wrap up today?
No, I just really love this topic because it is something that I have to do every day. I really do because I can
Mm.
get so stuck in my head so
Mhm.
quickly with something not feeling right or not going right that gratitude makes a really big difference.
Yeah.
And whether anybody around you notices or not, that's not why you do it. You do it intentionally to make yourself feel better and make your day go better, regardless of what's
Yes.
going on around you. So I just challenge you to, if you don't already make it a habit,
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
Take the time, take 30 seconds, take however long, and challenge yourself to be grateful for something every single day.
Yeah.
Yes.
So true. And I get stuck in my head too, and I have to consciously bring my attention to my heart because the worries and all that stuff are in your brain, and the gratitude and the love are in your heart. And just that shift of attention helps. But it helps me actually have more clarity. So if I
Ah,
am trying to get something done and I'm frustrated, step away, take a few deep breaths,
mhm.
be grateful for
Yeah.
the fact that I can do this, and then get back to it. And it just, but yeah, it helps me, and it's about. It sounds selfish, and ladies, it's not selfish. Ladies, men, whoever's listening, it's not selfish. Selfish doing stuff for me, for yourself, makes you a happier, better person so you can be happier and
Yeah.
spread that happiness and joy to others. So,
Yep. And to piggyback on that real quick, and that is allowing other people to do things for you. And so like I I do this thing, like let's say, you know how it is, like you get out of your car and somebody else gets out of their car, and it's like, okay, who's going to get to the door first, whether it's at a restaurant or a store or whatever. I always slow down and I let them go first every time. I
mm,
never try to out race them. I never try. And what that leads to more times than not is they hold the door for me. We exchange a smile. They say thank you, and it's a win-win all the way around. And it literally cost me nothing. You know what I'm like? And okay, so I had to wait an extra 2 or 3 minutes. Like, okay, you know what I mean? Like the
yeah.
world didn't end. Life goes on. It's okay. Um, and it's not like, now if my heart was pumping in my hand outside of my chest, I might not let them go first. But you get where I'm what I'm saying. And just allowing people to hold the door for you or something along those lines, or if you're stretching to try to reach something on a top shelf and allow somebody to do something that brings them joy. So don't
Yes.
rob them of that opportunity to not only bring you joy but also to bring themselves joy. So I would just add that piece to it as well.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I
Yes.
love that. Give them the
Mhm.
opportunity. It's their opportunity to get blessed for doing something nice.
Yes.
So yeah, don't take that
Right,
opportunity away from them.
Yep.
Well, this has
right.
been great, and I feel so much better. So I'm glad we talked
Me
about gratitude
too.
today.
Yay! Yes,
Great
yes.
topic.
And so definitely listeners would, blow up the comments. We would love to, you have any resources or books or anything, or tell us, different ways that you practice gratitude. We would love to learn from you, and share a story or two. We would love to hear your stories and get to know you better. And so we have something exciting happening. So you heard us talk at the top of the show about the focus group that we did in January, and how grateful we are to all the women. I mean, the feedback and the women who showed up, it was just amazing, and just very grateful. But now there's another opportunity. We're going to be hosting another focus group on February 26th at 10 a.m. To 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the link to join us is going to be right in the comments. We're going to make it super easy for you to join us. And we're gonna talk podcasting. So if that's something that you're interested in, would love to hear your feedback. If you participated in the first one and want to come back, please do, because this
Yeah.
conversation is going to be different than the last conversation. And we have some special little gifts that we're going to give you just for showing up, to extend our gratitude. And you're going to be hearing more about that throughout the month of February as we move along here. But please join us. And we would love to give you some gifts to bring some joy into your life. And then you're helping us out immensely, because we want this show to be what is most valuable to you, and we want to provide content in a way you want content to be created. We want to talk about topics that are important to you. And the only way that we know is if you tell us. So
Mhm.
please come and join us on February 26th at 10 a.m.
Mhm.
Eastern Time. And like I said, that link's going to be readily available in the comments. So, any last words, ladies?
I'd also like to add that a lot of amazing women attended and we got to know each other, which
Yes.
was really, really cool. It was like a mini networking.
Mhm.
And yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I
It
enjoyed
was
it.
fun. And the feedback we got from the women who participated said how much fun it was too.
Yes.
And so that was awesome. I loved hearing that.
And that event is up on LinkedIn right now. So, like she said, the links will be in the show notes or wherever we're putting those. But the event is on LinkedIn, the Unapologetically Unstoppable Women's Podcast Focus Group. That was a lot to say.
Say that 3 times real
I
fast.
mean,
I'm
really.
done. I'm out. Well, thank you. This was great.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
All right, ladies, we will talk to you soon.
All right,
Bye.
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 Take